Have you ever paused in the kitchen oil bottle in hand and wondered, is this helping my heart or quietly hurting it? Many of us use cooking oil every day, often without thinking twice. A little for the eggs, a splash for the vegetables, maybe a drizzle over a salad. It's so common, so familiar, it almost feels harmless. But as we age, the oils we use can have a bigger impact than we might expect on our joints, our energy, even our memory. Now here's the hopeful part. Once we understand which oils work with our bodies and which ones quietly work against them, we can begin making gentle shifts. No fear, no pressure. Just smarter choices that nourish us with every meal. So today we'll explore 5 oils it may be time to say goodbye to, and 5 wonderful heart-happy ones to welcome in. Let's begin together. Segment 1. The hidden dangers of common cooking oils. We often grow up with habits we inherit from our parents, our culture, or simply the times we lived through. For many of us, the oils in our kitchen have been there for years, maybe even decades. But what served us well at 30 might not suit us at 70. Our bodies change, our needs shift. And it's not about doing things perfectly. It's about doing things a little more kindly. Let's take a closer look at some of the most common cooking oils found in American kitchens, and why they may not be serving our hearts or our health, as well as we once believed vegetable oil. The friendly soundings imposter. Vegetable oil. The name sounds wholesome, doesn't it? It brings to mind something light, clean, maybe even a bit nourishing. But here's the gentle truth. Most vegetable oils aren't made from vegetables at all. Instead, they're a blend of highly processed seed oils like soybean corn or canola. To extract those oils, companies use high heat and chemical solvents, often a substance called hexane. The process strips away nutrients and leaves behind something that may look golden in the bottle but is chemically unstable. That means when it's heated during frying or sautéing, it can break down and produce compounds that may irritate the gut, stress the heart, or quietly promote inflammation. And at our age, inflammation isn't just a buzzword. It's a slow-burning fire that can affect everything from our joints to our memory. I remember my friend George, 72, who would always use vegetable oil because it was affordable and familiar. But after switching to a cleaner oil, he noticed something remarkable: less bloating, easier digestion, and he said, "I just don't feel as foggy in the afternoon anymore." Sometimes small steps make a big difference. Corn oil, the golden oil that feeds. Inflammation. Corn oil has a certain sunny glow. It's often associated with home-cooked meals and family gatherings. But under that bright color is something we need to speak softly and honestly about. Corn oil is incredibly high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, omega-6s are not bad in and of themselves. In fact, our bodies need them, just not in excess. The issue is balance. Many of us are getting 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3, the anti-inflammatory kind. And that imbalance can fan the flames of inflammation, a root cause of many chronic conditions as we age. And corn oil is everywhere. It hides in packaged snacks dressings, even so-called healthy frozen meals. Linda, one of our longtime viewers, once emailed to say she'd cut back on corn oil, not entirely. At first just started choosing differently when she cooked for her grandkids. Within a month, her knees didn't ache as much, climbing the stairs. That was enough to keep going. It's not about fear, it's about knowing better and choosing better. One meal at a time. Canola. Oil. The sneaky heart healthy. Label. Ah, canola. Oil. It's often sold as a heart-friendly option. You've probably seen it with big letters on the label, low in saturated fat or heart smart. But marketing can sometimes be a bit misleading. Most canola oil is genetically modified and heavily refined. It's processed using high heat and solvents, which create unstable compounds that can break down in our pans and eventually in our bodies. And here's something that might surprise you. The omega-3s in canola oil are fragile. They degrade quickly when heated, which means by the time it reaches your skillet, much of that benefit may be gone. Our friend Harold, a retired postal worker, told me something touching during a wellness check. I thought I was doing the right thing. He said, "Bought the canola oil every time it was on sale, but I didn't feel any better." After learning the full story, Harold made a simple change, and not long after, said he felt more energetic, less sluggish. We all try to do our best, and when we learn something new, we can do even better. Soybean oil, the quiet stowaway in so many foods. If there's one oil that sneaks into our diets more than we realize, it's soybean oil. It's used widely in restaurants, frozen foods, baked goods, even in salad dressings and sauces. And again, it's the omega-6 issue. Soybean oil is very high in these fats. Not inherently bad, but too much, especially over time, can contribute to systemic inflammation. That can affect how our joints feel, how well we think, and how steadily our hearts beat. There's also concern that the high consumption of soybean oil may impact insulin regulation and metabolism issues that many of us at our age are already keeping an eye on. You don't need to ban soybean oil overnight. Just notice it. Look at the labels. Begin to swap where you can. It's like we tell our grandkids, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's a good thing. Awareness is the first step toward better choices. Cottonseed oil. From the factory to the frying pan. Now, here's one. Many people are surprised by cottonseed oil. It shows up in many processed snacks and fast food items. Even though cotton isn't a food crop, that means it's not subject to the same agricultural standards for food safety. Cotton plants are often treated with pesticides and other chemicals not approved for edible crops. But when the seeds are pressed for oil, it ends up in products we eat. The oil itself is very high in unstable polyunsaturated fats, which break down quickly during cooking. That breakdown can stress the liver, irritate the digestive system, and in the long run, contribute to chronic health concerns. We don't need to fear this, but it's worth being mindful. When we cook at home using trusted oils, we regain control. That's what our friend Louise68 discovered. She began baking her own crackers using olive oil, and not only did she feel better, her grandkids liked them more than the store-bought ones. We can't control everything, but we can choose how we fuel our bodies, and that's something worth doing with care. So now we've looked at the oils that may not be doing our hearts or our digestion any favors. Oils that once seemed convenient or economical, but over time can quietly strain the very systems we want to protect as we grow older. But here's the uplifting news for every oil we move away from. There's a better one we can embrace. Oils that soothe, nourish, and support our hearts, our joints, even our memory. Let's turn the page now. Let's talk about the oils that help us feel better, live lighter, and cook with peace of mind. Segment 2. Embracing heart-healthy oils. As we begin talking about the oils that do support our health, I'd like to ask you to think of this part not just as information, but as an invitation to feel hopeful, to feel empowered, because no matter our age, we can still make small changes that lead to big shifts in how we feel in our energy, in our digestion, even in our clarity of thought. The oils I'm about to share with you aren't just healthier alternatives, they're partners in our well-being. They add flavor, yes, but they also give back to the body, gently, consistently, and kindly. Let's begin with one you might already have sitting on your counter. Extra virgin olive oil. The Mediterranean treasure. There's something timeless about olive oil. It's been used for centuries in cultures known for long, healthy lives. And for good reason. Extra virgin olive oil, often called EVO, is full of heart-supporting monounsaturated fats and powerful compounds called polyphenols, which act like little bodyguards inside us, reducing inflammation and protecting our cells. When I visited my cousin Maria in Florida last spring, I noticed she always had a dark glass bottle of olive oil next to her stove. "It's my secret," she whispered. "Smiling makes everything taste better and feel better too." Olive oil helps lower the bad kind of cholesterol, supports good circulation, and has even been linked to better memory in older adults. It's gentle on digestion, versatile in the kitchen, and easy to fall in love with once you taste the difference. The key is to look for extra virgin cold-pressed and ideally in a dark bottle that preserves its nutrients. A little drizzle on your vegetables, a spoonful in your skillet, and you're not just cooking, you're caring for your body. Avocado oil, the gentle giant for high heat. Cooking? If you enjoy cooking at higher temperatures, maybe you love a good stir-fry or roasting vegetables until they're crispy and golden. Avocado oil is your trusted friend. Unlike many oils, it stays stable at high heat, which means it won't turn into something harmful when the pan gets hot. And just like olive oil, it's rich in monounsaturated fats that help soothe inflammation and support heart health. But here's something even more special. Avocado oil contains lutein, which supports eye health. And at our age, that's a blessing, many of us, myself included. Notice that our vision isn't what it once was. Anything that gives our eyes a little extra help is welcome. Avocado oil also has a soft, buttery taste that doesn't overpower your food. My neighbor Don uses it to roast sweet potatoes with rosemary, and let me tell you, it's heavenly. Choose unrefined, cold-pressed avocado oil, if you can, and keep it stored in a cool cupboard away from the stove. You'll be amazed at how clean your food tastes and how light you feel afterward. Walnut oil, the brain's best friend. Now, here's one you may not have tried before: walnut oil. It's not meant for frying or heavy cooking, but it's beautiful in cold dishes, salads, dressings, even drizzled over a warm bowl of grains or soup right before serving. Walnut oil is special because it's rich in a type of omega-3 fatty acid called ALA, alpha-linolenic acid. This gentle fat supports brain function and mood stability, and yes, even memory. For those of us keeping an eye on our cognition, it's a simple, delicious ally. One of our longtime subscribers, Edna from Ohio, told me she started using walnut oil in her evening salad after her daughter suggested it. I thought it was just another fancy thing she said. But after a month, I started remembering names quicker, and my daughter noticed too. Walnut oil also contains plant-based antioxidants that support cardiovascular health. Just keep it refrigerated after opening and use it within a month or two. It's a lovely little upgrade that feels luxurious, but gives your brain a true gift. Ghee, the golden clarified butter. That loves your gut, ghee is like butter's gentler, wiser cousin. It's been used in Indian cooking for generations, and now it's finding its way into more American kitchens, especially for folks like us who may have a bit of sensitivity to dairy. That's because ghee is clarified, butter, meaning the milk solids have been removed, leaving behind a rich golden fat that's virtually lactose and casein-free. It smells warm, tastes slightly nutty, and adds a depth of flavor that's hard to match. But beyond taste, ghee supports digestion. It contains something called butyrate, a fatty acid that helps soothe the lining of the gut and supports a healthy immune response. And get this, ghee is shelf-stable and has a high smoke point, making it perfect for sautéing, roasting, or even spreading on toast. Clara, who just turned 81, told me ghee helped her enjoy cooked vegetables again. Butter gave me bloating, she said, but ghee makes me feel settled, and it reminds me of the meals my grandmother made. That's the beauty of ghee. It connects you to tradition while gently honoring your present needs. Macadamia oil, the smooth operator. Macadamia oil is one of those quiet, underappreciated heroes, light, velvety, slightly nutty. It's perfect for dressings, light sautéing, or even baking. What makes it shine is its high content of monounsaturated fats, even higher than olive oil. It also has one of the best omega-6 to omega-3 ratios among oils, which means it supports inflammation, balance in the body. Macadamia oil is also incredibly stable, so it doesn't break down easily when heated. That makes it a great choice for those of us who want something safe, simple, and kind to the body. Helen, a retired teacher who now volunteers at the library, started using macadamia oil in her quick breads. She told me with a wink, "They're softer now, and so am I." Somehow. That's the power of small changes. They don't just nourish us, they remind us that we're worth caring for. So, now we've seen the flip side oils that don't just avoid harm, but actively help us feel better, move easier, and live more fully. They support the heart, protect the brain, and make each bite something to look forward to. But it's one thing to know which oils are helpful, and another to use them well. The next step is about taking what we've learned and making it practical, simple, and doable in everyday life. Let's look together at how to choose the right oils, read labels wisely, and build habits that nourish us day after day. Segment 3. Practical tips for choosing and using oils. Now that we've explored both the oils to avoid and the ones that support our heart and brain health, let's bring it all together with some gentle, practical wisdom. After all, knowledge is only as good as what we can apply in our daily lives when we're standing in the grocery aisle, flipping over a bottle, or stirring a pot of soup on a quiet Sunday afternoon. The good news, choosing healthier oils doesn't require big changes. Just a few thoughtful habits, the kind that make your kitchen a softer, safer place for your body and soul. Understanding oil labels, a gentle walkthrough. When we look at the back of an oil bottle, it can sometimes feel overwhelming. So many terms: refined, cold pressed, expeller, pressed smoke, point, saturated, unsaturated. Let's slow it down. Start by looking for the words cold pressed or extra virgin. These mean the oil has been extracted without harsh chemicals or high heat, which helps preserve the nutrients. If you see refined or light on a label, especially on olive oil, it usually means it's been processed more heavily. The oil may look pale and taste neutral, but much of the natural goodness has been removed. And then there's the ingredient list. Believe it or not, even a bottle-labeled vegetable oil can be made from several seeds. Soybean, corn, cotton seed, all lumped under one vague name. That's why we want to look for clarity. A good oil proudly says what it is: avocado, olive, walnut, macadamia. If you ever feel uncertain, just remember this simple phrase. If I can picture the food in nature, the oil is probably closer to nature too. How to store oils so they stay nourishing. Oils are a bit like good friends. They thrive in cool, calm, dark places. Heat and light can break them down, turning even the best oil into something less helpful over time. So here's a comforting habit to start today. Keep your oils in a cupboard away from the stove or oven. Choose dark glass bottles. When possible, they protect the oil from light. And once opened, try to use your oil within a few months for the best taste and nutrition. Some oils like walnut or flaxseed are more delicate and do best in the fridge. If it solidifies a little, don't worry. Just take it out for a few minutes before using. It'll soften right up. And here's something sweet I learned from a friend in North Carolina. She keeps a small ceramic dish in her kitchen labeled heart oils. It holds the bottles she uses daily, so they're always within reach. It's a small ritual, but one filled with intention and care, matching the right oil to the right. Cooking method. Different oils have different smoke points, the temperature at which they start to break down. For everyday cooking, knowing which oil to use when can make your meals safer and more flavorful. If you're cooking at high heat, say roasting in the oven at 400 degrees or sautéing on high, go with avocado, oil, ghee, or macadamia. Oil. These can handle the heat without turning bitter or harmful. For medium heat cooking, like soft scrambling eggs or simmering a soup, base olive oil is a beautiful choice. It brings flavor, gentleness, and heart-friendly nutrients. For cold dishes, salad dressings, dipping bread, or finishing a plate of steamed veggies, reach for walnut oil or extra virgin olive oil. They add not just taste, but nourishment. Your body will thank you for. I love hearing how people make this part their own. My cousin Ray, who lives alone in Kansas, keeps a little sticky note on his pantry shelf. Avocado and high olive. There's medium walnut. Is raw. It's his cheat sheet and a great example of how we can support ourselves with small acts of kindness. Budget-friendly options that don't sacrifice health. Some of you might be thinking, this all sounds good, but aren't these healthier oils more expensive? That's a fair question. Yes, high-quality oils can sometimes cost more up front. But here's the thing. You don't need to use as much. They're richer, more flavorful, and more satisfying. And they last. A good bottle of olive or avocado oil can stretch for weeks or even months with mindful use. Many stores now carry affordable versions of these oils. Look for store brands of extra virgin olive oil or cold-pressed avocado oil. And when they go on sale, stock up. They're shelf-stable for quite some time. If stored well, farmers markets and co-ops are also great places to find oils in smaller batches, sometimes even locally made. And don't forget, it's perfectly fine to start with just one bottle. You don't have to overhaul your kitchen all at once. Start with the oil you use most and gently work your way forward. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Soft, steady, and kind. Small daily habits that lead to lifelong gains. Here's a comforting thought. Every meal is a chance to care for yourself, to support your heart, your joints, your brain. Not with pills or promises, but with food that loves you back. What oil you use to saute those greens, or what you drizzle over your morning toast. These things may seem small, but they speak volumes to your body, and your body listens every time. So, the next time you reach for a bottle, pause, ask yourself, is this choice adding to my energy, my clarity, my joy? If the answer is yes, even in a quiet way, you're on the right path. One final story and a smile. Let me tell you one last story about a couple I've known for years, James and Deborah. They're both in their 70s now, living in a quiet town in Oregon. A few years ago, James had a bit of a scare with his blood pressure. Nothing major, but enough to prompt a change. Instead of going on a crash diet or buying supplements, Deborah said, "Let's just start with the oil." They swapped their old vegetable oil for olive oil. Then came avocado oil for roasting. Later, they tried walnut oil on their Sunday salads. No rush, no pressure, just one step at a time. Now, James's numbers are better. But more importantly, they say their food tastes better, their energy feels steadier, and they feel more in control. Not in a stressful way, but in a peaceful, empowered way. That's what I hope for you, too. So, here we are, dear friends, at the end of a conversation that, in truth, is just the beginning of something beautiful. We've walked through the oils that may no longer serve us, and met the ones that nourish our hearts, our brains, and our futures. And we've learned that even something as simple as what we pour into a pan can be a quiet act of healing. Remember this, you don't need to change everything at once. You don't need to throw out your entire pantry or chase the perfect health trend. Just begin with one bottle, one meal, one gentle step toward greater care. Because our bodies, even with their aches and their stories, are still listening, still healing, still worthy of love. If this video helped you, we'd be so grateful if you gave it a like, left a comment, or subscribed for more heartfelt health wisdom made just for us. For the beautiful wise years. Until next time, cook with care and with heart.